Hey everyone, welcome back. Oh wait, I forgot to do my intro. Hold on one second. Try to do this without laughing. What's PvP poppin', battlers? Welcome back. Alright, so welcome back, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. This is my first, welcome back to the first Ferocious Cup video I'm putting out, and I just want to preface this by saying I don't have my team ready yet, so don't expect like an amazing video. But I am going to talk about some information that I think will be good to know, and I will be probably putting out a couple videos for my other two Sinister Cup tournaments, just because there's stuff that you can learn from those going into future tournaments. So even though you might have already be done with your Sinister Cup tournaments, you might be like not even caring about it anymore, you're fully focused on Ferocious Cup, there is some matches that will apply to all cups in terms of rules and stuff that I really think you should watch, learn from my mistakes, and just kind of learn from my experiences so that you don't have them happen to you. So that's what I want to say before we get started. So thanks guys for watching, and if you at any point you remember, like this video and subscribe if you haven't. So let's just get into it. Ferocious Cup. What is it? Who is it? Where is it? I have no idea. So if you can comment in the comment section below, I really don't know. So I'm asking you, if you can comment in the comment section below, where is Ferocious Cup? Because I don't know what's going on anymore at this point. Vange, if you're out there watching, what's up with that meta simplified guide video? Just asking, because I usually watch that before I start building my team. But actually, don't even worry about it, Vange. I got you. I already made a meta simplified guide. Sorry if you've been working on yours for a long time, but I think mine's pretty good. So I'm going to put it up on the screen for you guys, so if you want to screenshot it. It's pretty complicated. As you can see, there's a lot of Pokemon in this meta, so a lot of arrows and lines going every which direction. So here's the meta for Ferocious Cup. If you want to screenshot it, just memorize it. I think it'll help you a lot. No, but actually, let's get back to seriousness here. In terms of building a team, all I know is Suicune, Umbreon. That's really all I know, and then possibly Minun has like being a counter to Suicune. That's really all I know, and I'm going to put a screenshot of my team that I like, the current Pokemon that I'm thinking about using right now. As you can see, some of my Pokemon still need a lot of work, and I still have to. I'm doing another Sinister Cup this weekend, and I'm probably going to spend 50,000 of my only like 76,000 Stardust I have left on my Haunter to get a second move. And so I don't know when I'll be able to get like a really good practice battle video up for Ferocious Cup. I'm going to try my best though, to grind as hard as I can this weekend just to get some more Stardust. But anyways, if you want to see me focus on a particular Pokemon in this list, or if you have another one that you really like and you want me to kind of focus on, because again, as my theory goes, if you have a decent team of 6, but you can master 2 of them, like really master those 2, you can win your tournaments. And so I'm trying to still think of which ones I want to master. Right now I'm thinking Umbreon as my first one. But if there's anyone that you guys want to see me do, or especially from the list of the Pokemon that I actually have, just let me know in the comment section below, and then we'll just start researching. Okay, so I'm gonna do only 4 practice battles today, so let's just get right into it and just see what we can learn from general information. I'm gonna do a little bit of different editing with this video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put up, like if there's a current matchup, let's say Suicune versus Delcatty that's currently happening, I'm gonna put their moves and the move damage and their damage per energy stats and their stat products for the actual Pokemon themselves on the screen. I'm just gonna recommend you pause the video like right when it happens, just to kind of look at it. I'll try to like make an outer glow on the attack that's the more energy efficient attack, so you can kind of see, okay, Delcatty versus Piloswine, this move is better to use charge moves versus this one. Now in every situation it's not going to be like you should always use the more energy efficient move. There's nuances, and so that's what we're going to get into in the future videos in terms of how to beat particular Pokemon. But I'm just going to put that on the screen, but I'm not going to read it off because it'll just make the video too long. So pause the video, look at them, and then hit play and just keep watching and see what happens. So let's just get into it. We have, I'm battling my friend Skystorm, so shout out to him. I'm using Suicune, Minun, and Skuntank as my first lineup, and I'm practicing right now with Suicune as a lead because on PvPoke it's recommended, I think, as the best lead. So I'm kind of just practicing I'm starting from scratch. So I'm just starting with Suicune as a lead, just to kind of get a good feel of it as a lead. And then I don't have a second move on it yet. So yeah, so we'll see if we can garner any information from these battles. I'm gonna go ahead and hit play here, and we'll see what happens. And I probably should have sped these up a little bit more, but we'll see what happens, just see if we can learn anything. I'll try to add any information I can as we go. So right now, he read my lead. He has mine in, so obviously. And now here, I was wondering if I could get a bubble beam off, and then switch right away. I think that's the best strategy, because I was looking at the Sims. 2-1-0 shield scenario, there's really no way you can beat a mine-in unless you have a shield advantage, I think. So, yeah. My strategy, I think, is to try to get a bubble beam off and then duck out. I think that's the only way you can maximize your performance here, but plus I only have bubble beam at this point, so you can see I'm not doing a lot of damage, and he knocks me out rather quickly. I go in with mine-in. Now, having thrown, I think, 2 bubble beams off, mine-in's charge move is much more reduced, and so I should be able to not shield any of these, because they're resistant to each other. But especially if he has, 2 attack debuffs, I don't see any need to shield at all in this particular matchup. So that's just my general strategy, just first looking at it. So we go back and forth. I only have discharge, and so I need to grind some more. I think it's 50,000 Stardust or 75, I forget, for the second move. It's just hella expensive, and powering up mine-in alone by itself is expensive. So yeah, this kind of sucks. So we go against a Delcatty here, and Charmer's doing a little bit of damage, but I'm able to get another discharge off. And so let's see. Again, just a reminder, pause the video if you want to see the stats of the moves. But we have Skuntank now, and I think this is a pretty good matchup, so I decided to shield it because I think it's my last Pokemon, so I don't want to get hit with anything that'll potentially knock me out. So I throw Sludge Bomb. I believe Sludge Bomb is the better move. Let me grab my notes real quick. I try to take some notes on these as I was doing it. And then this one, this is not a really good matchup for Skuntank. I don't think either of its moves do a whole lot of damage, especially Flamethrower, because it is resisted by Suicune. It resists fire, so I go for the Sludge Bomb. You can see here, doesn't do a whole lot of damage, so I don't think this is a really good matchup that you want to be in. So here I get hit with Hydro Pump, and I actually may have been able to win that match had he not baited my shield, but that's why I like Suicune a lot. I love Pokemon that can bait shields and have really good energy generation. So Snarl is a really, really good move for Suicune, and that's why I'm thinking I'm going to use it on my team for sure, because it's just a really good baiter, and you need one of those on your team because you need to get those shields down. So here we got Raticate about to do an attack, and Piloswine shields it, and now he's about to do an attack on me. I decide to shield, and then I go for the quick attack, or the Hyper Fang. Now, Hyper Fang is the more energy efficient move to use against Piloswine. Crunch is 5 less damage, or 5 less energy, but it does 8 less damage. So in terms of damage per energy, Hyper Fang is the way to go. It's also the way to go against Delcatty, but I think he switches out, and now I have my mine-in in here. So I go for Discharge. This is kind of a boring, when you get locked into this mirror match, it's really boring because they both resist each other. So you're just gonna have to just wait it out. And Thunderbolt is definitely the move to throw because it does more damage. But I don't have it yet, so I'm just throwing as many discharges as I can. So let's see what else happens here. I believe I shield for some reason. I think I'm expecting him to bring back Suicune. I'm not sure. I can't remember. We did this a couple days ago. So let's see what happens. Discharge. All right. So now I'm feeling comfortable enough to bring him in, Suicune, because he's really low on energy and I want to farm up a little bit. So I decided to do that. I only have Bubble Beam at this point. So here, if I do a deep dive on Delcatty, I can talk more about this particular matchup. You can win with Suicune. You can also win with Delcatty. It kind of depends on which charge moves you use and which order you use them. And so we'll just see what happens here. Wild Charge is obviously the move to go to try to knock me out with Suicune, but if I have a shield, you might want to bait with Disarming Voice, which according to PvPoke is the move to use, not Play Rough. I think it's just because it has this way less energy to use, and it still does a decent amount of damage. So let's see this next match. We have Suicune versus Umbreon. Okay, and then this is a match where it's pretty even, but I think Umbreon does win overall. Umbreon is way more tanky, and but I'm just going to go for Bubble Beams here. It'll lower his attacks by quite a bit the more Bubble Beams I hit on him. So let's see here. We have, so I just lowered his attack. I duck out. I go in with the Raticate, which is a good sub if you don't have a Last Resort Umbreon. Alolan Raticate is a very, very good substitute for that. Very, very tanky. It can take a lot of damage. And so I go for the Hyper Fang against Delcatty there. And then here we have, I think he's going to bring in, or I think I'm going to switch back into Suicune, I think. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so I got melted there by the Charm. So I come back in with Suicune. Hydro Pump is definitely the move you want to use to knock him out. Obviously, I think that goes without saying, but Bubble Beam is a good shield bait move. So just remember to keep that in the back of your head. Okay. So I knock his attack down. We take down Delcatty. I come in against not a good matchup here. So it's not looking good for us. We do have an energy advantage, but you know, we're gonna get taken down here. I don't think it's even worth saving shields at this point. So let's see. He's gonna take me down here. Ooh, I almost got to that Bubble Beam there. Alright, so Thunderbolt, that's the move to go, but because I lowered his attack so much, it's just, oh man, it's just boring as heck right now. This was not the most useful practice. As you can see, without Thunderbolt, it's just going to take forever to finish this matchup. In fact, we timed out in the next match, so yeah, you definitely want to have both moves. And I hope timing out is not a thing in this cup because of the Bubble Beam and how many you can throw off at it. I just hope that there's not a situation where you time out a lot. That would be very unfortunate. So here we go for one last discharge. I think this is the last one I get off. And then Umbreon, yeah, Umbreon's pretty tanky. I think if you have a Last Resort, it doesn't matter how bad your IVs are. I think it's worth having on your team. But if you can trade and re-roll, then even better. So we go Suicune again. This is the last battle. And then we'll just talk about any information I can give that will be helpful. So we'll just end this video. So Suicune versus Suicune. Again, he has Hydro Pump and Bubble Beam, I believe. I only have Bubble Beam, so I'm not liking my situation here. So I switch into Minun, and then he switches into Piloswine, which is actually double resistant to Electric. So this is a very, very good counter for Minun. However, if they decide to kind of keep farming and like not use a lot of their shields, you can get a lot of discharges off and do a lot of damage to it just over the course of that matchup. So I don't know if it's the best strategy to just keep farming it. I don't know. I think you might want to be careful with that. Again, this is the first practice battle, just stuff that I'm noticing. But, you know, according to the stats, you know, Piloswine is double resistant to Electric, so it should be a pretty good matchup to be in. But look at how much damage I'm doing, and I think it's just because he's trying to save his shields. But we almost knocked him out, so I thought that was interesting. I think that kind of goes to show, if you look at Piloswine's stat product there, he has a pretty weak defense, 101.1. And so, you know, even though it's double resistant to Electric, it's not as tanky as, you know, a Raticate or an Umbreon. So that's just something to consider. I have a Piloswine that I could use, good IVs, but I don't know if I want to use it or not. Just for that reason. I feel like it should hold up better against a Minun. But anyways, Suicune versus Suicune. This is where we exchange Bubble Beams, and yeah, we end up timing out because I don't have Hydro Pump, and so this is the only move I can throw at it. I think he's aware of that, so he's saving his shields. I think he should have probably thrown some Hydro Pumps at me just to get me out of there. But then here okay, so he does a Hydro Pump, but because I lowered his attack so much, yeah, it just didn't do any damage at all. And I believe Suicune might be, I don't know if it's resistant to water or not. I'm not sure. Minun actually is neutral to water. I learned that. I thought Minun would be resistant to water, but it's not. It's neutral to water. So Hydro Pump can do a lot of damage to a Minun. Just for your information. Okay. So here he has the Kanto Ninetales, and Solar Beam is definitely a nice finisher move to have, especially on a water type like Vaporeon or Suicune. Here we lag and we time up. So it's just kind of, you know, not the best battle. So yeah, you know, in terms of what you should put on your team, I think you're definitely going to want an Umbreon. And if you don't have Umbreon, Alolan Raticate. And then you're going to want maybe a Charmer like Alolan Ninetales. And then an Anti-Charmer, kind of like something with steel moves. Lairon is a good one in terms of its quick move because it has Metal Claw. And Alolan Ninetales is double weak to steel. And so that is a good counter to Alolan Ninetales. So I'm looking at putting a Lairon on my team. As you saw in my screenshot before, I have a very low CP one. It's gonna take me forever to power it up. So I'm still hunting for a better one. What else can I say? We have, oh yeah, and of course Suicune. Because of its baiting, it's like Alolan Marowak in terms of being able to bait, except its bait move actually lowers the attack. So I think it's even better as a shield baiter than Alolan Marowak would be. And then it has the Hydro Pump for the hard-hitting move, just like Alolan Marowak has Shadow Ball. And so I'm 99% sure as of now, I'm going to have Suicune on my team. In terms of a second water type like Bibarel or Vaporeon, I don't know yet. I don't have a really good PvP Vaporeon, so I'm not sure. But yeah, so we're learning as we go. But I want you guys to participate, so if you can, remember to comment in the comment section below. If you want me to do a strategy guide on Umbreon, I will specifically practice with Umbreon and try to learn the ins and outs of Umbreon so I can give you guys some good tips for that. Or if there's another one you want me to try, Alolan Ninetales, for example, just let me know and I'll try to do my best to give you guys the best content I can give. So thanks again for watching. I hope you guys have a great weekend and we'll see you in the next one.